Alright, 13 Love. I'm going to show you guys Neti, and this is something that you can obviously look up on your own, as with anything on rawmancaught13.com. You can look all this information up, but this is like an unfiltered, unadulterated perspective coming from a Kuzo that's practiced Neti for like, I don't know, maybe, I guess I'm going on almost 8 years of doing this. And I first started, back in like, I was like a freshman in college in the dorms, and we was all getting sick and all this nasty stuff just coming through the old vents in those nasty old dormitories. And so we was all getting sick, and I started doing Neti because I'd get a stuffy nose and it'd clean out my sinus. So that's what it is. It's like when you see those gurus and they stick the teapot and the water goes up their nose and out the other side. That's what Neti is. And it's a Hatha Kriya, which Kriyas are cleansing rituals that is practiced in Hatha Yoga. So I'm gonna show you what it's like and give you like all of my tips and cues, because I really do feel like it's a beneficial practice, especially for those that like still get a stuffy nose, haven't detoxed, and then just for like sometimes you just eat the wrong food on accident and you get like a stuffy or congestion or something, and this is to help in those situations. So you might want to do it regularly, and then once you get to a certain level or a certain point, you don't have to do it regularly anymore, and then it's only like when you on a need basis, you know. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is pretty much my method. I start out, I just get like a measuring cup. Let's see here. Yeah. So I got a measuring cup, and then here's some like filtered water. This is actually some like alkaline water, sun-kissed water, like not the brand, but like water that you put out into the sun is good. And making sure that your water doesn't have fluoride in it, because that's going to just counteract the purpose of actually doing this. I do about 2 cups. Oh, that's a little over, isn't it? That's fine. So I do about 2 cups of water. Take it over here to the stove. I got a teapot. It looks pretty clean in there. Just rinse it out just in case. Alright. So I'm just showing you like what it is live and raw, because you're gonna like read a book on it or whatever and you'd be like, man, I'm just like kind of intimidated about that. I don't like to get water up my nose. And that's exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna put water up your nose. So I'm just gonna show you live what it's all about. That way you can see like it's really nothing to be scared of. Oh, it's on. Alright. So I got my burner on. I'm gonna put it up there that way I don't have to wait as long, but you don't want to get this boiling hot. You just want to get it about body temperature, maybe a little over. So in the meantime, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my measuring cup. I go over here, and I got some nice fine-grained sea salt from the Kuzo Brandon over at Sprouted Heart Farms. This fine-grained sea salt's really good. I do about 4 pinches, so about 2 pinches per cup. And just put it in there like that. So salt water is gonna make sure that like, you know, it's gonna be like the same kind of pH as your body, so it doesn't sting. There's solutions that come along with different kits you can buy for Neti. I don't really trust what those solutions are. Like, I started out using them, and you know, I just don't trust whatever is going on with those solutions. So you can maybe use that, or you know, just try just using pure salt or like Himalayan sea salt, something natural. That's probably gonna be your best bet. All right, so got the water in there. Let's test it. Oh, it's perfect. So I can like put my finger in there, and it basically I can just barely feel that it's warm. That's what you want. If it burns your finger, it's too hot. And if it like feels colder than your finger, it's too cold. You should feel about the same temperature as your body. Alright, so here's just an old plastic Neti ladle thingy that I got in India for free. I used to have like a better plastic one, and the best ones are made of copper, but I just use this plastic one because it's simple. I fill this up twice, so it holds a cup, and I fill that up twice. So I do it on one side, I do the whole thing, and I do it on the other. But when you're starting out, you maybe just do like a half cup on each side and see what it's like. Okay, I went a little overboard. So there it is. I'm gonna flip this camera around. Alright, here's the sink. Definitely do it over a sink. There, kind of tilt it up. Alright, you guys ready for this? I promise it's not gonna be nasty because I've been doing this for a little while. So it should be pretty smooth, pretty clean. I don't feel very stuffy right now, so let's just see what it's like. So you just start on the side that's probably more open. For me, it doesn't really matter right now. And it's a little bit full, so that's why it's kind of spilling out. There we go. Okay. And the salt already dissolved and got mixed in because that fine grained sea salt is so fine, and it just mixed right up. So I'm gonna plug my nose, but I want my head to be level. If I tilt my head too much this way, the water's gonna go into my ear canal before it comes out the other side. That's not a bad thing, but you're gonna have water in your ear for a little while afterward. So it's best just to keep your head straight. It's probably not gonna come out right the first time. Don't get frustrated, don't panic. Best thing to do is I can't like talk while I do it. So the best thing to do is maybe just keep your mouth open and breathe out your mouth while this is happening. And eventually you're gonna get the hang of it, and it's just gonna flow a little bit better. So I'll do this, I'll plug it into my nose. I'm just joking. Alright, so I got it on my nose. And now I'm just gonna tilt this guy up. Just grab it right here. So I'm just gonna tilt it up. And I'm gonna lean my head a little bit forward. And then eventually the water's gonna just come out the other side. Here we go. And you can see that, like, it's not like a waterfall. It's kind of dribbling. That's good. If it's a waterfall, that means something's wrong. All right. And that's all the water. Whew. So after that, you're gonna want to blow your nose. I don't have any tissues around me, so excuse me for a minute. I just kind of plug one side and blow out the other, and then I can just kind of breathe out like that because I don't have any mucus in my nose right now, really. So there we go. I just kind of wash it off. Definitely use a tissue and don't blow super hard. Just kind of, like I said, and then afterward you can kind of just suck up all that extra water. It'll go back into your sinuses. And let's do the other side now. So I'm gonna just fill this guy up. Bam. All right. So you'll make sure like not to wait too long, right? Because then your water's gonna cool down. So here we go, other side. Let's see what happens. See if this is just as good, right? I might have a little bit more difficulty. We'll see. Whoa. All right. Getting in the beard. That's good. It's like a raw, right? It's like, it's what it is. I'm not trying to like make it look all pretty. I'm gonna just show you what it is. Ew, that's gross. Better out than in, right? Woohoo! You guys want to see a trick? All right. And then once again, I'll just kind of wash it off. But yeah, you'll definitely want to use like a tissue because you'll probably have a little bit more mucus. And if it doesn't want to come out, it means it's blocked. So the warm water will eventually, like even if it doesn't come out, that warm water will stay up there and it'll start breaking it down. And throughout the day, at some point, you're gonna be like, I gotta blow my nose, and you're gonna blow it, and it's gonna be this huge like snot bubble, and you're gonna be so embarrassed. But not as embarrassed as I am throwing this up on YouTube, right? So that's what Neti's all about. And if you want to stick around for a little bonus, I will show you the nasal flossing. This one is more advanced, so the people that have been doing Neti, they can start doing nasal flossing. Don't do it if you, I mean, you can try if you're just that confident in yourself, but it's a little bit more tough. So, excuse me. Let me just get a good washing, just to make sure you guys know. Hey, I'm trying to stay clean, right? All right. So, nasal flossing inside of here. First time I did this, I was in India, so I've only been doing this for a couple of years. This is a catheter, I believe. I think it's supposed to go in your urethra or something, but this is what they use. Some people use cheesecloth, that kind of thing. I think that might be kind of abrasive, but this is a catheter. It's made of rubber. It works pretty good. Rubber's pretty natural, unless that's fake rubber, but I'm using a plastic thing anyway. Really, it's just the quality of water. So I stick it in the salt water, kind of wash it around, get it nice and warm. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'll stick the catheter up my nose. Doo-doo. And then I got to reach into my mouth to grab it. Alright, there it is. Ta-da! You want it to go nice and slow like that. Pull it out the other side. I'll rinse it off with water, but then I'm going to stick it back in the salt water just to make sure it's nice and warm again. Alright, let's try the other side. Sometimes one side's easier than the other. Once again, I'm just place it in the nose. Uh-huh. All right, I'll rinse it off. Excuse me. So that is what it is, right? It looks, it's gonna look a lot simpler for me to do it because I've been doing it longer. I'm not as congested anymore. The benefits are awesome. They're great. It's a good practice. I recommend it. I wouldn't be doing this video if I didn't recommend it. And I'm just showing you what it is straight up. So that looked gross. A lot of you were freaking out probably. A lot of you don't want to try this because it's just too much for you. You don't have to do this. Your body's going to detox if you're eating healthy. This is a way to help along the process, and I love being able to, it helps me do qigong, it helps me do yoga because I want to breathe really clear and I want to feel that like air going right up into my brain, filling up my lungs without any kind of obstructions, right? So that's why I do it. I love it. I do it all the time. No, I mean, I maybe do it, I'll have spurts where I'll do it like every day for a week, and then, you know, I kind of just stop doing it for a while. I just kind of do it when I feel like it, you know? So yeah, then you'll make sure, you know, you wash your equipment up. Don't use like any crazy chemicals on it because it goes inside your body, right? So you don't want to put anything in there that you wouldn't eat. So I like 13 soaps. I got their aloe vera soap. It's just awesome. I love it. Alrighty, and oh yeah. So if you one of those like haters, like on the 13 Sun, you know, one of those people, or like you're like a hater on me or like yoga or something, there is a trick that you can do for this, and I think the Cuzzos over at let's see, like Tree of Life, yeah, Tree of Life, they got this like cayenne pepper, so you can stick that in the hot water and mix it up, and you can pour that cayenne pepper up your nose. I'm just playing. All right, 13 love, y'all. I'm out.